when should I tell someone that I'm a pornographer? I mean, it's usually a topic of discussion, like, immediately for me at this point, but no sooner than the second date. Before you have sex. That's the most key thing, is before you have sex, people should know what you're doing with your body in your professional life in this case.
Early on, I don't believe in, like, telling them immediately or whatever, because it's really no one's business, but I mean, before they find out from their friends or whatever, that's really kind of, you'd rather they hear it. I'm sure you'd rather, find out from your spouse than a rumor or something like that.
I think it would be kind of absurd to not tell someone about your porn job immediately. I feel like, especially, in LA, the first thing everyone asks you is, what do you do? Like, porn. You kind of have to tell them. Otherwise, there's no point. I've done a scene with a girl who, like, told me right before. She was like, well, first of all, she'd never even kissed a girl, so she told me she was terrified. So that was awesome. And then on top of that, she was like, yeah, and my boyfriend doesn't know I do porn, so I'm really stressed out. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why are you here?
Dating and porn. Oh boy. I kind of think that after having dated people and held off telling them versus people that already knew, for me personally, I would rather just tell them right from the beginning if they don't already know. Or date people that they know because we're in the same circles or what have you. The problem if you wait is a lot of people feel lied to and deceived. And then the other hand, if you tell them too soon, they think you're an easy slut that'll fuck anybody. So it's like this horrible catch-22.
When should you tell someone you're dating about your porn job? It's hard for me because if you Google my real name, it's my porn name because I went to jail for public nudity. So it's hard for me because everyone already knows as soon as I say my name, there's no hiding. It's better for me to tell somebody right away. That way they're already gonna find out. I already know they're gonna find out. But for someone else that has a separate name and they're trying to keep it hidden, I don't know. I would say it just depends on how serious things are gonna get with this person. So depending on if you want to tell them right away because you think things are going to get serious and they seem like a person that'll understand, then go for it. But I think it just depends on the person and you and what you're looking to get out of it, when the best time would be.
It depends on whether I want to see them for the long term or not. If I want to see them for the long term, I typically tell someone on the first date because I know that if that's not something they're into, I want to know right away. And I want to cross you off my list and we can move on with each other. If it's not someone I want to see for the long term, probably first or second date. I'm okay with being flexible. I like the option of having second date. That way I'm not treated I feel like when people find out, some of them treat you as a sexual object. And so I like to give the option of them seeing me as my human self first rather than the sex object self first. And I feel like that makes a difference in the way that you're treated.
Right away. I'm always straight up with everybody. I really like what I do, so I'm going to tell them right away. There's no reason to hide anything. So, yeah, I would say right away.
Whenever I want, probably never. It's none of their business, and if they don't already know me, then I don't know, it doesn't matter. I do say I'm in the adult industry I think I'm pretty upfront with that.
I would think it'd be a first thing you let them know. And if you're in, I think most people in the industry kind of date within the industry. But if you were to date outside the industry, I think it would be you should kind of let them know at first. So you're kind of open and it's out there.
I would say date number 1. I think that should be important piece of information because if you can't accept what I do, then I don't need to be with you. So
it depends on the person. It would be so much easier to tell the person if you already know that they're open to almost anything and you feel like they're not going to judge you. But if it's someone who is judgmental, then it may take a little longer. If I'm going to be in that committed relationship, then I would like to say it as soon as possible just to get it out of the way and just to be honest and upfront.
I wouldn't really tell someone on a date that I was in porn because they would already know before going on the date with me that I was in porn because I I tell strangers that I do porn. If someone asks me in the store, oh, like, hi, like, you know, what do you do? I'm going to tell you that I'm in porn. Like, I don't see the point in hiding it.
I think before you start well, okay. If you are currently performing, you should tell someone you do porn before you start dating. Like, that should be in the getting to know you stages. Like, everyone asks, oh, what do you do for work? So you should probably just be upfront and honest with them, because why would you want to be in a relationship with someone who doesn't support your work anyway? And if they don't know about it, how can they support it?
I think if you are interested in meeting somebody for the first time and going out on a date or think about dating them, you should probably tell them you do porn before you even meet them. Like, I feel like that should be acknowledged, like, via text or something. Like, hey, what do you do for work? I do porn. That should be discussed so there's no surprises. I can't imagine anything worse than, like, sitting at, like, the table and being like, oh, P.S. I do porn, and then the person getting really pissed off and leaving or something. And that way you can get, like, a sense of who they are ahead of time. Yeah, probably before you start dating them.